Great start to the event with the recognition of the founding fathers of DKF. I couldn't think of a better start than that, so that's great. Alexis is happy to look forward to some quiet hours now, being jet-lagged as he was and is, so we'll give him some rest now. It is my honor, therefore, to introduce to you all the keynote speaker for this year's event, and we are very happy to have Dmitri Sedov from the London Stock Exchange Group with us today. He's Global Head, Data Intelligence, and leading the transformation of how capital market professionals discover, source, analyze, and manage data. In partnership with Microsoft, Dmitri's team is building an AI-powered content platform, transforming how financial professionals experience data and accelerate the industry's cloud journey and product innovation. There's a lot more, Dmitri, but
no, this sounds great.
So the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Thank you for the opportunity to present to this esteemed group. This is my first time at DKF, so please let me know if I do well or poorly by the end of this keynote. I will also try to multitask. I'll have to advance my own slides while trying to keep the narrative straight. So let me begin by saying a few words about LSEG. I think the majority of people here would probably recognize us more as Refinitiv, but we are more than Refinitiv. We are the London Stock Exchange Group. The new brand abbreviation is LSEG, and it is one of the world's largest providers of financial market data and infrastructure. We serve over 40,000 customers globally across 170 countries. And really across the entire investment lifecycle. We provide data, analytics, news, index products. We assist our customers with capital formation, with trade execution, risk management, and clearing. And as you can imagine, having acquired Refinitiv a few years ago, LSEG is probably best known today for its data and workflows. So I guess I am out of sync with my own slides, but that captures it all. Let me spend a few seconds just to give you a sense of the LSEG data estate today. It's quite remarkable. We cover about 99% of the world's market cap. We offer 8 million price updates per second. We track over 15 million private companies and over 250 million of company events. We also relay over 200 billion market messages per day, and we operate in 65 languages. So it's a pretty wide estate. And then, of course, our LSEG workspace is the platform that delivers all of that comprehensive data, analytics, news, content to our clients at every latency spectrum out there. And it really helps our clients work faster, work smarter, and it integrates with their native workflows as well. So given this integral role that LSEG plays in our ecosystem, you can imagine that we are basically on the same journey with each and every one of you, with the rest of the industry, as we confront the new brave world. It does feel like an inflection point to many of us. I'm sure you would agree. I'm thinking back to those watershed moments in history, invention of GUI, the graphic user interface, e-commerce, digital payments, then of course blockchain and DLT, and now we have AI to figure out. And by the way, it was a wonderful picture of our original founder of Reuters, and the other guy, I don't know who he is. Look, I think AI has been a great enabler even before GPT came about, right? If I think like 4 or 5 years back, I remember I was meeting with an asset manager, and I was talking to the chief investment officer about the opportunities that natural language processing and sentiment analysis bring to ESG scores. And this gentleman, he's like, Dmitri, like the tech you are talking about, it's a hammer in search of a nail. You know, fast forward to today, we found a few really cool nails, and we used that hammer pretty good to build a few things, and we've done it faster and cheaper. So AI, even in the previous iteration of it, be that machine learning or natural language processing, is here to stay, and it's helping today. We certainly at LSEG see it as a useful tool, and it's trained for very specialized, highly structured tasks today, right? We focus on data quality, data governance, productivity enhancements. There's certainly efficiencies to be found, and I'll give you a few examples in a few minutes. But you know what's exciting is if you start imagining tomorrow, we think of AI tomorrow is really becoming a coworker, not just a tool, but a coworker. And that comes with a human-like ability to use language, use reason, and actually generate content and drive decisions. So that's exciting. And then in not so distant future, you could see AI becoming a co-innovator, extending our abilities to create new products and services. So look, all of this is great news. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin. The flip side, of course, is that we are in a very rapidly changing, still uncertain regulatory environment. The fact of the matter is that the business landscape is growing ever more complex. Yeah, you know that just as well as I do. And I think there is a growing expectation from customers, from every financial institution, for embedded resilience, security, safety, scalability, personalization. All of this is expected to come out of the box. And probably most importantly, there is this information deluge. I don't know how many of you remember those days when we used to say, I need more data. Be careful what you wish for. We have more data than we can manage, right, today. It's essentially myriad of disjointed sources coming in from everywhere, right? And we spend quite a lot of time and money trying to make sense of it all. So that's the flip side. So there are a few questions that we've asked ourselves at LSEG. It would be interesting to see in your faces whether these questions resonate. We asked ourselves some big and challenging questions as it relates to what can we do as a critical industry participant, as a financial markets infrastructure provider. And I summed it up to 4 things. Number 1, the question was, how do we transform raw data into meaningful insights and meaningful intelligence? Number 2, how do we actually create greater interoperability across the various ecosystems that we all live in? And how do we actually spend less time fixing the plumbing and more time adding value and creating value? Number 3 is, how do we just simplify our lives? Workflows, operational efficiencies, all that good stuff. That's always a quest. And I will pose a 4th question, which I think is probably, in my mind, the most important one, and that is, how do we attract and nurture talent in this environment, where the traditional roles of a portfolio manager or risk manager or trader, they come baked in with the expectations of skills that are of a coder or a data engineer or data scientist. The talent profile is rapidly changing. And, I bet if I asked this audience, which I won't, how many of you really know Python, we probably won't have a lot of hands here. But then again, maybe I'm being presumptuous. I would not raise it. My hand, that is. So anyway, so with all these big questions, we partnered with a little company you may know, Microsoft. And it's more than just a strategic partnership. It's a 10-year commitment on the part of LSEG and Microsoft to co-invest and to co-innovate to build a better customer experience for financial services, and to do it at scale. Now, between LSEG and Microsoft, we serve dozens of personas, hundreds of use cases, thousands of clients. So better experience really depends, All right, depends on who you ask. For some, it may mean deeper insights. Yes. For some, it may mean simpler workflows. Yes. Maybe greater interoperability. Yes. Cheaper integration. Yes. And so it is really that scale of our joint ambition that makes it so exciting. And we hope that some of you or many of you could join in on this journey with us as we build out the next generation infrastructure that is trusted, that is scalable, and that is really fit for purpose for the financial services industry. So to really appreciate the benefits of where we're going with Microsoft, many here are market data managers, so I'd like to ask you to think about like sort of the average day of a market data manager who is trying to get maybe, I don't know, a comprehensive view on a company's performance. Probably today, it hopefully is not a stretch, she would have to sift and collate hundreds of different data sources, information sources, performance metrics, analysis, run the analysis to really come up with a view, right? That's sort of the usual day-to-day. So we're trying to fix that. And we're doing it essentially in 4 different ways. Number one, we're building platforms and tools that allow our customers to experience the data a little bit better, to really be able to integrate and interrogate their data, third-party data, all in one place. And this is where our data intelligence layer comes in. Number 2, we're introducing an innovative suite of AI-enabled applications that can enhance our customers' own data management. Not just what we deliver to our clients, but also what they do day-to-day with their own data. And really help them derive more meaningful insights from the petabytes of content that typically flow into every organization. Number 3, very important, is a single point of access. And that speaks to the interoperability. It's the ability to get information when, where, and how you would like. And it also an effort to drive communities, building out communities that are secure, scalable within our industry. And number 4 is what we would call intelligent analytics solutions. It's really helping build the analytics infrastructure and modeling environments that are cheaper to deploy so that our customers can focus more on actually creating the models rather than building the infrastructures themselves. So it all comes down to very simple goal for us, and that is making sure that our customers can do things better, faster, and cheaper. So let me bring this to life, and let's see if this technology from a company that we partnered with works. PowerPoint with a video embedded in it. It's a big task, but we can try. So I want to show you 2 examples today. One is around a use case of a market data manager. I'll give you a chance to digest this one sentence. I hope this rings true to at least some of you as a problem statement, as a pain point. So let's see what we're building together with Microsoft to help solve that. Oh, there's a sound.
As a market data manager at Contoso Asset Management, Morgan manages hundreds of LSEG's data and content sources using a single intuitive workload in Microsoft Fabric, all powered by LSEG comprehensive data analytics and data management expertise. Morgan can quickly and easily manage all data sets, entitlements, connections, and data consumption across her firm. This morning, colleagues asked her to provide all relevant data to help them evaluate top companies in the energy sector. Not knowing which data sets might be the most useful, she enters a prompt into Copilot. I want to evaluate top companies in the energy sector with a combination of company fundamentals and ESG scores. What data set should I use? She quickly gets recommendations from LSEG's extensive data catalog. To learn more about the ESG data, with a single selection, she easily gets an overview of all the LSEG ESG data, including coverage, available delivery formats, frequency of data updates, entitlements, and distribution rates. To test the content sets with flexible query options, she loads a sample of that data set in her instance of Microsoft Fabric. Here, she can integrate data anywhere she wants, like this Power BI example. Now, Morgan decides to test the latest data structure in her Python notebook. She uses Copilot to further understand the structure and relevance of the data set, which helps her write the code for her to run the necessary data management and controls. Impressed with the data set, she makes it available across her applications built on Microsoft Fabric, powered by LSEG's comprehensive financial markets intelligence. With a simple workflow, it's also available for her to share with her colleagues, easily managing the entitlements and access through a single interface.
The music gets me every time. It's like Game of Thrones. There are a couple of interesting points here, and I'm not going to belabor them, but please, if you're interested, find me after. Please talk to our team here on the ground, Uwe, Nico, Renee. Two things here I think that are of note. Number one is Fabric. And that is really what I would call a Cloud 2.0. A very, very smart move by Microsoft to reimagine what that next cloud lake and cloud warehouse would look like. It really builds on what Snowflake has done. It really integrates with what Databricks is doing, and they have both a first-party relationship with Microsoft, and it's taking it further. Clients ask me today, wow, Fabric is amazing. If I ran Fabric, you ran Fabric, seems like there's a frictionless information exchange. You could fire up all these workloads and capabilities. And the answer is yes. The next question is, I don't know if my IT will be able to install Fabric anytime soon. So just a month ago, I learned from Microsoft that actually if you have Power BI within your environment, that means you already have Fabric. They prepackaged it, right? So it's just a question of turning it on the servers. This is as far as I can go technically in technical speak, so I'll just stop here before I can embarrass myself. But please do talk to us. We can certainly tell you more about whether Fabric is a prerequisite to get more of that frictionless experience or not. The answer is no, but what you can do with it as well. And then the second point from this example is really the use of AI. The most obvious example that is shown here is, hey, help me find the data that I need, right? Or help me figure out what should I do with this particular task, show me the right data sources. It's almost like a no-brainer use case for Gen AI, and we're very excited that kind of Fabric comes prepackaged with this, right, with this Copilot. But there was another point, and that is the ability to write Python code in human language. And I think this is where quite a lot of the programming is going in general, not just in our industry. So something to keep in mind. What used to be a computer science degree today is turning into being able to harness AI to write computer code for you, including Python. So this is really just thinking about how all of this is evolving is fascinating. I'll give you one other example, and this one really applies to everybody here, right? I hate getting ready for meetings, pulling pitch books together or PowerPoint decks. Just, visceral reaction to this, because it just takes a lot of time. And you have like 100 windows open, and you're trying to copy and paste information from all these different sources. And it doesn't matter what the context is. If you're an investment banker putting together a valuation of pitch book, or if you are, an LP or GP going to, for fundraising, and you're doing like investor relations activity, it doesn't really matter what you do. It just takes time. So let me show you how we're planning to solve this with Microsoft.
Meet Alex, an analyst at Contoso Bank who has been preparing for an important meeting. An hour before the meeting starts, she learns management has decided to shift focus of the discussion to a completely different client, Fabricam, as they've been getting a lot of press lately. With no time to lose, she enters latest news on Fabricam into Microsoft 365 Copilot. Instantly, Alex gets the top themes of interest from hundreds of verified news sources, powered by LSEG Workspace. Seeing relative value has significant upward momentum, Alex enters Investigate Relative Value, and thanks to LSEG Workspace, she immediately gets a summary listing the verified news sources that are referenced. From here, she digs into the numbers, entering show me a PE time series and decomposition analysis versus comps in the market into Microsoft 365 Copilot. An LSEG workspace provides the detailed analysis, visualizing data through graphs and charts. Eager to get these insights into her presentation, she simply asks, add the last 3 to Fabricam Quarterly Review Q323.pptx as a quadrant page, reformat branding to Contoso, and add a bulleted summary. And just like that, Microsoft 365 Copilot provides a visual of the new page in PowerPoint. Noticing the quadrants aren't in the order she wants, she enters reorder quadrants in opposite order. The page updates, and Alex feels confident she's ready to knock it out of the park. Thanks to the Microsoft 365 Copilot and LSEG workspace, Alex saved enough time that she could even send her new deck to all of her colleagues before the meeting. And her presentation? A big success.
I think the most powerful thing is the human-computer interaction paradigm. There's completely different now, right? Or will be very different in the next few years as you interact with computers in this conversational way and expect them to understand exactly what you're saying. And if they don't, then you keep trying until they do, which is quite fascinating. Just to bring your attention to a couple of things here, of course, the integration between our workspace ecosystem and Microsoft M365 underpins this particular example. And that's the seamless integration we're looking for. That's the integration where you don't have to care which application you live in. You should expect interoperability, single sign-on, recognition of wherever you do, wherever you are, you can pull the right content at the right time through the application of your choice. And it helps that most computers do run some sort of Microsoft software, certainly Excel, certainly Teams, certainly PowerPoint. So we are banking on this, we're leveraging this, and it's extremely exciting because it could potentially change the paradigm of how we interact with information. At our booth for LSEG, please, again, talk to some of our colleagues. We have a few other videos, and in fact, we just released into a private preview that's a cue. The version of this called a meeting prep. So we can always give you a demo of meeting prep, how it works and how it integrates with Teams. Please, by all means, ask us. I will finish this keynote with just one last point. And that is, I think there's an industry term for that. Garbage in, garbage out. All of this great stuff, innovation and AI, workflows, data management, only as good as the data itself. And at LSEG, we call it data trust. Data trust for us is focus on data integrity, data lineage, provenance, data governance, ability to audit the data, ability for you to comply with regulatory standards around your data, and it's making sure that we adhere to the responsible AI principles which underpin everything that we do. Unlike a co-pilot, I'm always slightly behind on my slides, but this is the punchline. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to this audience, and I believe we have a panel coming up that I think I'm a part of, and so I will be happy to answer additional questions on any of these topics. Thank you so much.